So today, guys, we are back with the Frickin' Miata. Yes, I'm still calling it the Frickin' Miata. We have Josh just here, sleepy as you like in the background. Josh, what are we doing today?
I'm jet lagged.
You're jet lagged.
We're doing a how-to.
We're doing a how. We are not doing a how-to. First thing I'm going to point out today, we're not doing a bloody how-to. We're not telling you how to install anything on this car, because the last time I did that, people got funny with me on the MX-5 on the page or whatever it was I was tagged in. But today we are fitting these. Now, before the comment section is alive with, oh my god, look at them bloody suspension, blah blah, the actual rear ones on this are so blown, are so blown that the other day at some speed, it was skipping really badly. So I picked these up from a car that I've actually reviewed on the channel before, so I know what this suspension is like. There's no leaks, there's no nothing, they just look a bit worse for wear. Not a problem in my books because they were very, very cheap, and this is a cheap build, so that's pretty much where that sort of happens. So we're going to actually start doing this now. It should be quite a easy and quick process. Literally just taking everything out of the boot. Yes, I say that now, but it's probably not going to be, is it? But yeah, take everything out of the boot, get to the two strut towers, tops on the back of the car, and start from there. Right, so the first thing we have done is jack the car up. We actually jacked it up on the seals because the couldn't get to the actual diff because of the exhaust. Loosened off the wheels. I'm going to take the wheels off with this gun, of course. As we're with Josh, we use the professional tools because we're professionals. I'm not a professional. So wheels are off. The first thing we're thinking is bottom bolt just down there, 2 bolts up there, and I'm assuming it comes straight out. We shall find out. Hey, don't say it's so rusty. What is this? Yeah, I know it's rusty. Stop it. Like the realization how rusty this car actually is quite bad. But yeah, we're gonna go get a hammer and start smashing it. So the first thing we're encountering, is rustiness, brittle bolts as well. So we're a little bit worried that we're gonna break something.
I think it's the camber one that needs.
Yeah,
they're all pretty similar, aren't they?
They're all pretty bad. Obviously, Josh, being the professional, brings the WD-40 out, brings the breaker bar out. If it was me, I'd just go ham on it and trying to get it out. We're professionals because we're with Josh, so it's fine. Slowly. Just stood on this part of the car to get the actual part of the suspension out. This is the difference. Now that shows how bad that rear is. She's not been very happy for quite a long time, but there's not a huge difference in height, but I think the dampening might be a bit different, and the fact that it's not knackered as well might make a huge difference as well. Yeah, they're dead is the word. So let's throw this one in. This side is in, this side is now in as well. Taking the bottom bolt off and the anti-roll bar, and then literally taking off the 2 bolts on top, just like that. Now again, this isn't a how-to. That's the biggest thing. It's not a how-to. We're just doing it. It's a two. We're just doing it. One thing I didn't point out is that I've got a hardtop. I didn't video putting the hardtop on because it's quite an easy thing to do. You literally have like 2 clamps there, 2 there, and then you screw it on the back. Hardtop. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, look at the terrible condition on this hardtop. Got it for a good price, and we are respraying the whole car. I am respraying the whole car. Josh doesn't like this idea. But to cover up the many different coloured panels, because I changed these as well. Again, didn't video that because it was a bad time. Yeah. Now, another thing I've got to point out, I sprayed the wipers the other day, and I got a bit of overspray on the old car there, but it's fine. It's character building. Again, budget build. Budget build. Josh has now decided that it is in terrible condition underneath, so it needs to be cleaned. So we're going to clean the underneath of the actual car in there, and then start on the front.
We're going to go on jet.
We're going to go on jet. Insert slow-mo footage of this happening. Look how disgusting it is under there. Oh my god, mate, I'm genuinely so sorry. By the way, I know a lot of people be like, oh, you don't even work on your own car, blah, blah, blah. If it was me, I would have just thrown it together because I genuinely don't care about the cleanliness of the underneath of the car. But Josh is like, no, we can't have this. It's disgusting. I can see why though. I can see why you actually want to take all of that out of the bottom of the car. It'd probably be a lot faster now. And, you know, corrosion as well might stop. There's not as much crap in the actual car. Mate, I am so sorry about your driveway. Look at the state of this. That's the normal colour of the driveway. That's the, after the MX-5 has been here, part of the driveway. And just like that, look at the state of the inside of there. It looks like a brand new car, mate. You did well there. We won't look at this part of the rustiness. Like, don't look at that part. The rest of this looks really good. Don't look at that part. The funniest part about actually cleaning the arches out though that we found is this side actually doesn't have a lot of mud and stuff in it. The only thing that I can think of is this side was not spinning when it was taken off-roading or whatever happened to it, and this side was, because there's obviously no LSD in the car. So as this side's spinning, it's spraying the actual car with chalk, mud, whatever was going on. And then round this side, it wasn't actually yeah, put that away. We don't want to see that, mate. We don't want to see that. The back is on, as you can see. It's a little bit lower than it was. Coming round to the front though, we just taken the front wheels off, ready for preparation to bring it back down. I'll show you the shocks and springs that are going on it. Now, why I went for these, obviously coilovers for an MX-5, the cheap ones are terrible. You know, boosted, shout out, but there's no way I could have those coilovers on this car. So these were relatively cheap for what they are. Again, I've driven the car that these actually came off of, and I was very impressed with them. Rebound's very good. They're just in a little bit of a used condition. So picking up cheap parts for the obviously budget build was the way I wanted to sort of go around it instead of using new parts. These are still very good. They've got a long life ahead of them on this car. They're 40mm shocks and springs, so not only are you lowering the car 40mm, you still have the dampening from obviously the Coney strut with the Coney spring. So that's sort of the way I wanted to go with it. Any more than 40mm lower, I didn't really see the point in going. The car, I don't want it too low, let's just be honest. I want it to be quite wide and thick and not too low and stancy, so I thought this was the right way to go. Unfortunately, we're finding, obviously, with a rusty MX-5, only one part of it has actually happened, but the, what would you say, the actual anti-roll bar, the bolt sheared off basically due to rustiness.
I thought if we sheared it off we could hammer it out, but it seems to have rusted the other side as well.
So yeah, that's happened, but we're gonna have to take this off as well now, just so we can sort of get the whole thing apart. Bloody rusty car. The front has been a bit more temperamental than we were thinking, so we actually have to pull the bottom ball joint off, which was fun. So to actually drop the whole arm down so we can actually pull it off, and then obviously that being so brittle it snapped the anti-roll bar thing. So that's fine, we've done it though, it's fine. And we've got to put it all back together and do the other side now. Yeah, and we've got a brand new bolt to go back in, which is what this bloody car needs. Right, so the front is done. Let me take you around this side, show you what we've done. Basically, I didn't video it, but we took the bottom ball joint out, again, like the other side, anti-roll bar off. It was a very stressful time, not because of like the job, but the amount of seized bolts and stuff. Obviously, this being, you know, a 20-year-old car, it's got 20-year-old bolts on it, so yeah, it must be more than that actually. 30, 93, maybe. I can't really remember, but it means that, you know, those bolts have been on there for that amount of time. That's my racing grille. What are you doing? Yes, you can rip it out. And the final bit we're going to do on the front of the car today is split pins. The ones that are on the car are 20 years old and they're not very happy, so had to go and buy some more. You want to make sure stuff's going back on right, so had to go and pick some of these up. All been copper greased. All been copper greased as well. I haven't shown much copper greasing today, but everything's been copper greased. New split pins in the front. We're going to throw these in and then she should be nice and low. Right, so split pin has gone into there. This side, we'll do the other side as well. Should be ready to rock, and then we'll see how low she is. 40mm lower though, not low life, like stance like this kid over here. Stance life. Front wheels are on. Let's see what drop we've got now. So obviously it needs a good little bit of driving, but that front's way too high. We need to yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's actually brought the car down just enough for some 15s, big tyre, wide arch. Yeah, you know the drill. But the biggest thing is going to be driving this. Obviously the rear strut and actually the shock was completely dead on the rear of these. So that was my biggest worry, was actually replacing the rears. So that's done. Doesn't look too bad. The last stage, obviously, torquing up the wheels properly to make sure they don't fall off. Because I don't want them falling off. I don't know about you, but I don't want them falling off.
The internet gets very angry.
Internet does get angry if you don't do this. So, there we go. We did it. So there we go, guys. The MX-5 is now lowered. Only 40mm on the Koni shocks and springs. Massive, massive thank you to Josh as well for actually putting up with the car for the day. You know, he's used to, you know, modifying some quite nice cars and bringing a rusty old MX-5 past with some dodgy old suspension. Big shout out to him for actually putting up with that. So I shall insert some cinematic shots for you for the end of the video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.